And in local news, the death toll continues to rise for the masked individual known as Death Man. For the second straight night, a victim was claimed live on air, prompting some to redub the criminal as the Terror on the Air Killer, as his motives appear to be in some way tied to the host of the program, Jimmy Frights. When approached for comment, the popular radio host denied any connection to the killer, saying, "I don't know what this has to do with me. I just want to make people scream. Wait, that didn't sound right. That sounds like I want to hurt people. I don't want that. I just want to scare them. But like in a fun way, with stories. Not knives. I hate knives. I barely ever use them. Except to cut meat and stuff. But not human meat. Can I start over?" In response to the killings, local authorities have put a curfew in place for 9 p.m. and encouraged listeners to be more selective with their choice of radio programs. That's all for now on June 5th, 1986. Stay tuned for the following program whose name has been previously mentioned, but for legal reasons we do not wish to say again at this time.
Tonight's program is brought to you by Lou's Topsoil Emporium. If you're looking for dirt, you better get over here quick because it looks like it's going to rain and we don't sell it when it's mud. Lou's Topsoil Emporium. You could dig it up yourself, but then your clothes would get dirty.
The Terror on the Air Killer? I mean, really? Come on. I don't have anything to do with this. You heard the news announcer. I said it plain as day. I'm just trying to hear some spooky stories, and that's all. I mean, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but if it were up to me, no one would die as a result of calling into my program. I'm serious. The whole murder thing sucks. It sucks for me. It sucks for you. It sucks for, the people who were in fact murdered. It sucks for everyone. But I don't think it's going to happen again, okay? I think the odds of it happening again are about as good as Doug and Donna getting married. No offense, Doug. You're a wonderful man, but I just don't think Donna's the marrying type. She said it herself a whole bunch of times. She said, "Jimmy, I don't like being married." And I have to assume she meant the institution and not me. But enough of the doom and gloom. Let's tell some scary stories and win some Jay Giles tickets, shall we? Before we begin, though, I have been strongly advised by both my producers and the police to inform those who choose to call in to please reveal as little personal information as possible, including your name and current location. Keep it to yourselves, okay? All right, now I don't think any of that should stop us from getting spooky, so here we go. Caller, you're on with Jimmy Frights. Give me the chills.
Hi, Jimmy.
Oh, hello there. Thanks for calling in. Who do we got here?
My name is Cheryl Pearlman.
Okay. Sure. Well, Cheryl, I just want to check. As I said in my little debrief at the top, that's not your real name, is it, Cheryl Pearlman?
It's actually Cheryl Curl Pearlman. That's the middle name is Curl. I forgot to say my middle name.
Okay, so you further doubled down on it. It sounds like that definitely is your real name. Okay, Cheryl Curl Pearlman. Okay, Cheryl. I don't love that we've already dropped that bit of information, but as long as we don't say where you're calling in from, I think we're going to be okay.
No, just by the Walgreens over on 4th and H.
Oh, okay. So you specifically, you went ahead and directly said where you're located. All right. Well, no, I'm sure that's going to be fine and nothing to worry about at all. I just keep your head on a swivel for this one, I think, Cheryl. See if you don't have eyes in the back of your head, because I'm not going to say I'm worried about you. I'm not. This is going to be fun. Anyways, I now know your legal name and where you're located. Let's continue. Okay, Cheryl, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Like I said, give me the chills. Let's hear what goes bump in the night. What's this little spooky story you got?
Well, Jimmy, when I was younger, I don't know if you know this, but my mother was the little old lady who lives in the shoe. And so it was a lot of us growing up in the boot. And my dad left at a very young age. He ran off with a flip-flop. And so a lot of repairs around the house kind of fell upon me to do. You
Okay.
know, we got a hole
You're
in the
telling me
boot,
you lived in a literal shoe, Cheryl?
in a boot to be exact.
You lived in a okay. You're all right. You lived in a boot. Okay, sure. I gotta say, we're off to a great start. You're fun. You're fun. Okay, so you lived in a boot, and you were forced to do repairs. You say.
Yeah, it was a Timberland boot, but it had been worn out because we had inherited this boot from her mother. So there would be times in the house where we would all be sleeping in the shoestrings, and there would be creaks in the toe or the heel.
Uh huh.
And I was the oldest, so I would have to go down to see what was going on.
Okay.
And there one time I went down to look through the toe of the shoe. It was a huge hole where a big toe could kind of live.
Yeah. Okay. Just so I can clarify things for me and the listener. Sure. How tall would you say you are?
I'm about 6'12".
Okay, okay, which in most cases would be 7 feet, but I like that you clarify it as 6'12". There's a distinction, and it's important, and I like that you said that. So this shoe is enormous. You're 6'12".
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, this is a
shoe.
big. I'm just trying to get. I wasn't sure if you were a tiny person, but you're a regular size. Well, you're larger than the average size person, but
Yeah.
this was just a big. This was a big boot.
Yeah, we grew up in a place that was similar to where the Smurfs live.
Okay, sure. Wow, sure. I gotta say, we're off to something here. You're fun. You're fun, sure. I like you. I like you. Okay, it's fantastical. Let's get spooky. Okay, so there was creeks, and you're the oldest, so you had to go down into where the big toe would be. That's where we left off.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So our bedrooms were located in the shoestrings.
Uh-huh.
And I went down to where the big toe was.
Right.
And there was a hole in it. And I'm like, I just patched this hole up 2 days ago. And so when I look through the hole, I see a big eyeball.
Okay. Oh, now this is spooky.
And I'm like, oh, is this God? Is it my father? Is it the woman who owned the flip-flop that my father ran off with?
Yeah.
Is it my imagination?
Wow, you
Am
have a
I
lot of options.
hallucinating?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I love that your first thought was God, and then your second thought was Father.
Yeah. Oh, I talk to God a lot.
Yeah, well, I just think that says a lot about you, where your priorities are as a person. Then to be like, oh my gosh, is this God? And then, oh no, is this my dad? Okay, but I want to find out. I want to know the answer to these questions. So you're going through your head. You're like, oh my gosh, what is this? There's a big giant eyeball in the hole of a big giant boot that I live in. And then, okay, so what is the eyeball belongs to who? Tell me.
The eyeball blinks twice.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
I'm thinking, is this eyeball speaking Morse code to me?
Right. Yeah, that would be my first thought as well.
Right. So I blink back a few times.
Uh-huh.
And we go back and forth like that for a bit.
And the
boot-
big giant eyeball could see, as large as it was, it could tell that you were blinking. Because the
could see
depth
my eyes.
perception on an eyeball that large to see something that small, that's like a raptor's eye. You know what I mean? Like that's like a falcon or like an eagle.
Yes, but the thing is, I don't know if it was something ordinary. It felt like more of a like you're saying, fantastic.
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
where
right,
I'm
sure.
like, there's some mystic stuff at play.
Yeah, there's got to
here.
be. I mean, already to start with, you're in a boot, and now there's a giant eyeball. I mean, that's just,
Right.
I mean, like, yeah, from the get-go. Okay, so you blink back, and you're communicating now.
We're communicating now.
Uh-huh.
I'm figuring out what they're trying to tell me, and apparently it was God.
Oh my God, you spoke to God.
I did. I spoke to God that day.
Okay, and was it like an ominous sort of thing? That like, what was God trying to communicate with you? Because like because God has he's appeared in the form of his son. He has
Right.
appeared in other ways throughout time, but in this case, he chose a giant eyeball and he picked you,
Right.
Cheryl.
He picked me.
Yeah.
He was trying to tell me that my destiny lied in me being a cobbler.
Okay.
And I said, well, that would make sense.
Right, because
with
you
the
lived in
boot.
a giant boot, right?
And he said, no, child. I mean, like peach.
Okay, right.
Or
So you mean like the
blueberry.
dessert, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So God, in the form of a giant eyeball,
Mm-hmm.
comes to you, communicates through Morse code, and says, "You need to be a baker."
He said cobbler.
So specifically, you should make cobblers.
Yes, but cobbler means two different things. So I heard fix shoes. He said, no, child. I'm talking blueberry, apple, peach
Okay.
with more crust than fruit. And he got specific. He really got specific.
Yeah, well, it's if if it's too much fruit, it's a pie.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what he said to me. Were you there?
No, I wasn't. I was there. I would remember if I saw a rather large family living in a giant boot. Were all of your siblings also that tall?
Now, it was kind of like a dice roll when my mom had kids, So some of us were really tall. We had some really tiny ones.
I see, yeah.
We had some medium-sized ones. We called them schmedium kids.
Uh-huh.
My father, he was actually very tiny. My mother was the tall one. So she was
Oh.
also my mother actually was about 7'12", I would say.
Yeah, again, which some people would call 8, but you say 7'12".
And I say potato.
Right, and as you should, yeah. I'm just pointing things out. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying that you're particular, and I like that about you. Okay, so God, in the form of a giant eyeball, tells you to make cobblers. Then what?
Yes. And I kind of have to take a step back.
Right.
Because I'm like, am I fully awake? So I smack myself a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I punch myself in the head.
Wow. Okay.
I say,
Aggressive.
wake up, Cheryl. Wake up, Cheryl.
Uh-huh.
And then God says, you already awake. He shakes the boot up, dumps it upside down. My family falls out. We all wake up.
Okay, wait. So God talks this time. This time it's not Morse code.
This time
you
he
hear the
talks.
voice of God.
Yes.
Okay, and where is it? A sort of a disembodied voice because it's just the eyeball, or does the volume sound like it's coming from the eyeball?
The volume kind of sounds like it's coming from everywhere.
Oh,
You
sure.
know that
Yeah,
kind of-
right.
it was like surround sound.
Yes.
But God had the voice of Al Roker.
Okay.
And I wasn't expecting that.
Right. Sure. Yeah. No, I don't think anyone would.
I was expecting more of a Morgan Freeman sound.
Sure.
But it was more of Al Roker. And he dumped the boot upside down, and my family, all of us fell out.
Right.
And my
Okay.
siblings and my mama woke up.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. To be tumbled out of your home, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone's outside now, and they're like, "What's going on? Is the boot suspended in midair?"
It was. It's not suspended. It was more of a one flip.
Oh, like
where
a
we all
one
kinda
flip thing.
fell
So
out.
now it's on its side.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, I'm just curious. And did hands appear in this sort of scenario, or was it also just sort of like a magical tumble almost kind of thing?
No, I think it was the magic. It was magical. It was more like the force of God.
Yeah, right.
The vibes. But
Yeah,
God
and
had,
it
it was
feels-
obviously vibes.
Yeah. And not that I'm a religious man, it does feel sort of sacrilegious to describe God as magic, but I don't know how else to put it. It's you know what I mean? It's a miracle is magic.
Well, you can't have the word magic without God.
Yeah, and that's what they say. That's what they say. You're right. So okay, so your whole family is now on the ground. You're standing there awake. They're like, "What just happened?" Okay, and then what?
Well, 2 of my brothers had broken arms and legs now
No.
because they fell out of the boot.
Oh yeah, they tumbled out of there hard.
Yes. And my mother is upset because there are so many more repairs we got to do on the boot now.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
And out of nowhere, we hear a rustle in a
No.
bush.
Oh, okay. So here we go. Okay, yeah. Now things are getting real spooky. Okay, here come
We
the
hear
goosebumps.
Rustle in a boot. We hear leaves crunching
Yeah.
underfoot.
Uh-huh.
And it's pitch black out there because it's still the middle of the
Right,
night.
yeah, it's the middle of the night, yeah.
We hear one single crow, caw,
Uh-huh.
silence.
Okay.
Everyone's looking around. A lot of us wear glasses. The glasses broke in a tumble, so we can't really see that well.
Oh no, and you're one of the glasses wearers?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
We couldn't afford contacts. We lived in a Timberland boot.
Yeah, I'm painting the picture for the listener. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, so great. Okay, you hear one single caca. It's nighttime. It's pitch black, and
Right.
there's a rustle in the leaves.
Right. And so my mother is afraid. My sisters, my brothers are afraid. So I say, get back in the boot.
Yeah, everybody
Right.
back in the boot right now.
But I'm the strongest one. I've been doing repairs on the house. I got pretty rough hands now. My feet are pretty hard at the bottom because we didn't wear shoes. We just lived in one.
Right, and then
So-
the irony of that is not lost on me.
No.
Yeah. Okay. And also, you've just seen the eye of God. So, I
Yes.
mean, at this point, how you know what I mean? Like, what could be more surprising than that?
Right. And I'm like, God has to be nearby. He couldn't have went away that fast. So he's probably here to. And I walk, and all of a sudden, I'm grabbed.
No.
I'm wrapped up.
Okay.
My mouth is bound. My
No.
hands are bound.
Oh.
My feet are bound.
Right.
And do you know who it turned out to be?
No, I absolutely do not. But I'm dying to find out.
Once I come to,
Okay.
I'm sitting in the basement
Right,
of
of?
some strange place. It's just
But-
cement walls.
Yeah, you can
cement
tell it's a
floor.
basement. You know that you're below ground. There's a
And
feeling.
I say, it smells. It's a little mildewy.
Yeah,
I know
it's
it's
got
basement.
that musk. Yeah, that only a basement has. Okay, you're bound.
Right.
You're in a basement. Time has passed.
Right. I hear a slow dripping, but I smell muffins.
Okay.
The muffin man comes downstairs
Oh
and
my
asks me,
God.
"You know why I kidnapped you?"
No, I don't. I'd love to find out. I got to tell you, I've talked to a lot of people, and you are by far the most interesting guest I think I've ever had. But please continue.
So the muffin man comes down and says, "Do you know why I kidnapped you?" And I go, "Are you the muffin man?" And he goes, "The muffin man."
Oh, yeah. He sets up himself for the rhyme. He sets up his own rhyme. What a
He does.
sadistic little jerk. Yeah. This guy's a real creep. Okay, so he's got you bound. I don't like it. I like the story, but I don't like this. So yeah, you're bound by the muffin man. And then what?
He finally explains that he has kidnapped me because I had a higher calling, and that he also got a message from God that he could no longer just serve muffins, that he needed to expand his business, and that I was the person to do it.
Wow. Okay. So you're saying that God also reached out to the muffin man on this very same night and said, "You need more. You need to expand your menu. You need cobbler. And I have just the person for you." Now, did the
Yes.
muffin man say, was this God's specific instructions to do this? Because it seems like there's a better way to go. Like he could have just approached you and said, "Hey, I also saw a giant eyeball that it turned out to be God." He didn't have to kidnap you.
The thing is, I asked him this. I said, "Look, man, you didn't need to kidnap me to tell me this. You know where I live. It's the only Timberland boot in town. It's right,
Yeah, I would think
across
so.
from the Walgreens."
Right. And again, are you? You're across right now. Then from the, I shouldn't say this, but you're right by the boot. You're still next to the boot.
Yes, I still currently live here. I'm calling in from my house.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard to admit. Okay, I don't love. That's a specific geographical locale that if a killer is listening, you're gonna find a boot. Okay, but anyways, continue. Okay, so you ask why he kidnapped you, and what's he say?
I said, "You didn't need to kidnap me like this. You could have talked to me." And he said, "I'm a muffin man. I know about muffins. I don't know about kidnapping."
Okay, so he just thought this was the thing to do.
This
He
is
didn't
what
realize he didn't even realize he was kidnapping you.
No.
Wow. Okay, this muffin man he's a real sick puppy. I don't know
He's
how else
sick,
to say it.
pretty sick.
Okay, but did you go into business with him?
I tried, but God told me I was supposed to go into cobbling, but he didn't tell me anything about it.
Right. And at this point you still think it's shoes, or you know it's the dessert.
Again, I know it can be both, but it kind of did something weird to my brain where sometimes when I'm patching up the boot, I use crumbs, and sometimes when I'm making the cobblers, I use plaster.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It really threw you for a loop. Yeah. It gave you sort of a bit of an identity crisis. Who is Cheryl? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Because you are a cobbler, but in what sense?
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. And what happened to the muffin man?
Oh, we had to kill him.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
You say we? This was you and your siblings?
my family. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I feel like I should know about these things. It's just like, and that's what's so great about this, you know what I mean, radio show, is you meet people and you hear things and you go, when I feel like I can't be surprised any longer. Because I've heard a lot of spooky stories, okay? You know, something crawling out of a bush, that's old hat for me. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, right out of the gate, you were like, "I live in a shoe." And I was like, hold on a second. Cheryl, I was like, this person's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'll be honest with you. I thought, there's no way that this person, but I gotta say, right, it all tracks. It tracks, as far as I can tell. So
I just want to let people in the world know that not everyone lives in the house.
Right. Yeah, people live
Some
in all
people
sorts of
live in
domiciles.
shoes.
Yeah, some people live in big giant Timberland boots. Wow, okay, so you killed the Muffin Man. You just admitted to murder on a live radio show.
I said we, so I didn't say necessarily me, but I did say
You
we.
did say we, yeah. Yeah, you're included in that. Is how the grammar of that would work. You are in the we is a.
And again,
anyways,
I say
it's
potato,
just that-
potato.
yeah, this week is something else for me. If someone's not dying, they're killing someone else, I guess. Boy, this is something else. But okay, the Muffin Man is dead. Have you seen God since?
I haven't seen God since, but my father did come back.
Oh, well, that's a real treat. That's a real surprise. And you've reconciled?
No,
Oh, okay. So he's
We
just
kinda-
a man you don't enjoy who lives in the boot?
we kind of built a cell in the sole of the boot, and we keep him down there.
Dear God. Okay. Wow, I thought you're the hero and the villain of this story, it sounds like. And that's, you know what? That's what it takes to win Jay Giles tickets. Well, I gotta say, this has been a real treat. Cheryl, thank you so much for calling in. As far as, stories go, this one's out there. And I appreciate it. So thank you. Please know that you are probably not safe. Look around. Do you see anything unusual right now?
No, just the Walgreens on 4th and H.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Well, go inside anyways, lock that boot, and just stay inside for the night, because if you're okay now, let's keep it that way. And let's just hope for your sake and mine that this whole murder nonsense is done. You're not going to do it anymore, and neither is the supposed death man.
I can't make any promises.
Okay, I don't love that, but I do love that you're alive. I love that we finished an episode and that you're alive, I'm alive, and other than the Muffin Man, no fatalities to be accounted for. Wow, okay, thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate you so much. You have a wonderful evening, and I can't believe I get to say this. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Tonight's program is brought to you by Lou's Mud Pit, or the business formerly known as Lou's Topsoil Emporium. The rain came early. It's all mud now. So much mud. Do you need any mud? We said we wouldn't sell it, but that was then and this is now. We're covered in sludge and we're begging you for help. Lou's Mud Pit. You gotta buy it.